Howdy, partners. I'm fixin' to tell y'all about a fella who's about as crooked as a dog's hind leg. A yellow-bellied, transphobic varmint who's lower'n a snake's belly in a wagon rut. This sumbitch is all hat and no cattle, so I reckon it's 'bout time for them onion nuggets boys over yonder to put 'em out to pasture. I'm talking Walsh, folks. Matt Walsh, to be particular. Even uttering his woe-begotten name will uncurl a man's nut hairs. Just another dumb city slicker who couldn't pour rainwater out a boot without instructions on the heel. I don't reckon how them boys TJ, Scotty, and Paul are going to make it through a patrons-only show featuring 6 hours of that sapsucker on April 28th. Alls I know is that only Pessimist Productions patrons can watch. So you might want to bite the bullet and head boredom off at the pass by joining up now. Yeehaw!
All right.
Bad cop, no donut.
We're gonna move on to the bad cop, no donut section.
This one, I hate to say this like this because it's just a cliche, but this one is both crazy. TJ, you can't believe this, and insane.
119.
Security video clearly shows Jose Areola paying for a roll of Mentos at this store.
Jose Areola.
He then puts
Nipple.
the candy in his pocket before an off-duty Buena Park police officer walks in.
Hey, keep that back. 15 seconds. Police officer. Oh, I paid for it. Put it back. Try stealing that. No, I just paid. Get your cash and leave. Hey, get your cash and leave. I just paid. Did he pay for this? Yeah.
Why didn't you ask that initially? What's the first thing you should have asked? Like, did this guy pay for this? Yes. Oh, okay.
Why doesn't the cashier volunteer that information too? Why you just sit there blankly while this cop harasses this guy over this? I guess maybe you're just terrified of this loose cannon that draws a gun over some Mentos.
Hello, this is AITJ here to tell you that you must comply with the following directives. You must join the Pessimist Productions Patreon. You may believe, in your naivety, that this action is optional. It is not. You have no choice but to watch new live streams of Onion Nuggets every week. You are powerless to avoid all of our other shows like The Grease Trap, Abandon Hope, Hideology, You're Wrong, Fighting Boys, and more. The link is below. You know what you must do. Click it, you wonderful humans. Click it, for I cannot.
You paid for it?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Mm-hmm. My apologies.
Are you sure?
The hardest thing for me was...
The hardest thing for me was when the cop pointed a gun at my head and seemed like he was going to kill me over some Mentos that he thought I stole.
Over petty theft. I mean, even if that was a crime, I mean, they're 99 cents, $1. I mean, maybe that convenience store they're $2. He could potentially going to pull a gun on someone, arrest them for petty theft.
That's what it seems like.
Believe it or not, it wasn't really the gun. It was his arrogance, his way of talking to me.
Yeah, that is true. Because it's just like total like dehumanization, right?
Treat me like
Yup.
piece of trash.
Areola says that
Because that's how he views you. That's how he views all citizens. That's how he views everyone that he is supposed to protect and serve according to the propaganda.
Which actually, by the way, they're not, unless you're in their custody, they're under no duty to help you or protect you.
Yes.
So, yeah, there's that. And by the way, police don't really solve any crimes. Like major crimes, I think statistics are they solve like 2% of them. So there you go.
happened
Thanks, guys.
on the 16th while his wife was sitting in the car. The couple filed a complaint the next day.
Okay, well, imagine if this cop had put that in his pocket and the guy behind him decided to make a citizen's arrest, which is legal in most states, and pulled out a gun on this cop. You think this cop would just be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that's normal. That's normal. See, this cop's not on duty. He didn't ascertain what was going on. He immediately upped the ante. You know, like he escalated the situation. Like, I mean, like a lot of people, if they see a gun, it's like fight or flight. You know what I mean? They're going to start fighting you because like, oh, trying to kill me.
He didn't even escalate the situation. He just out and out created a situation where there was none. What a nightmare.
To the discovery of the video.
We're not lying about what happened because that's how they've made us feel.
The Buena Park PD declined our request,
cops do.
but the chief posted a message on Facebook saying, I want you to know that after I watched the video, I found it to be
Yeah,
disappointing,
dude.
as I'm sure
Line
it was.
sack
However, because there is an ongoing personnel investigation and potential
Yeah.
litigation,
That's Corey S. Sign
I am
as line sack of Oh, here is PR statement.
I was every bit
ass.
when I saw the footage. I was frankly disturbed. However, there is a personnel Yeah, whatever. You can't even just look at the video and be like, "No, that's up."
Look at the thousands upon thousands of recorded encounters with police when they act this way towards citizens all over the country. Based on your personal experience, a lot of people have had horrible experiences with cop in our audience. I mean, I know I have. I know I've seen people.
Did the cop get fired? No, I mean, he's under personnel investigation.
Oh, yeah. Whatever that means.
Dude,
Hey, buddy, you want a
justice will
paid
be served,
vacation?
guys.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Paul?
Justice will be served.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Don't worry about it. We're looking into this guy, and justice will be served.
Of course.
to discuss the details of our investigation.
You know what? You know what needs to happen to this cop? Honestly, he needs to go on a month-long paid vacation.
He does.
Yeah, I think that'd be.
I mean, nothing is going to teach them until we start cracking down and passing out paid vacations to these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You want to with a citizen like this? Month-long paid vacation.
You know what I think we need to do? I think this guy needs a little bit more training.
Yep.
And I think after that paid vacation, I think we need to put him in a, 3-day training class so he knows don't pull your gun on random people anymore. Teach him that lesson. Because like literally
lesson.
Any of us could make that mistake if we were not trained to just know like, hey, I shouldn't pull a gun on someone over some Mentos.
Pop some Mentos in their pocket, and your first thought is like, I should pull a gun and threaten their life because maybe they're stealing it. Good happen.
Yeah. I mean, look, would you want to live in a society where a police officer sees someone put some Mentos in their pocket and does nothing?
Not me.
No.
Not I.
Dude, I couldn't even sleep at night if I thought Mentos were at risk in these places. So thank God there are cops. And look, this one, maybe he was a little overzealous.
A little.
But his heart was in the right place. He was protecting that $1.99 roll of Mentos.
I think we all agree.
By the way,
the cop was right to confront the guy. The cop would have been right to touch his gun and just show that he has a gun. But to actually draw it, I think that was just a smidge too far.
No, I actually think there's enough restraint here, TJ. Did he kill him with the gun? Then he restrained himself.
No, I mean, obviously, if the guy...
And he said sorry, TJ. And he said sorry later.
If the guy had opened the Mentos and then cockily popped one in his mouth, then it would have been justified to shoot him.
Yeah. And
or if the guy had given the cop any lip or something like that, if he'd been like, you pig, then it would have been okay to shoot him. But he didn't do that. So I think it was a little bit far to draw the gun at this point. I think you show the gun in the holster and you chastise him, you tell him to get the out, but you don't pull the gun yet. I think that's the standard, right? Because we got to keep the Mentos safe, you guys. That's a very good candy that I didn't even know they still made.
The Ariolas say they don't want the officer
Ariolas.
Yeah.
fired, but they would like him.
They don't want the officer fired? How wow.
Okay.
They would like him to get better training.
Yep.
This happened to you. And this is just how, once again, the people of France, they try to raise the retirement age from 62 to 64. The people of France throw an epic 11 days and counting fit where they burn the ground and demand that be rescinded. In America, they can literally pull a gun on you over some candy that you didn't even steal, but they think you might have stole. And then before even asking what's going on, a gun is being drawn on you. And you're being talked to like a piece of shit. And your reaction to that is like, well, I don't want the guy fired or nothing.
Why not go that far with it?
Why wouldn't you want him trained? You want someone to train this mother psychopath not to pull guns on people?
Why do these cops have to be trained over and over again? Like, I understand continuing training, but like, shouldn't that have been made obvious to him years ago? I don't know how long he's been a cop, but like, shouldn't this have been obvious when he was initially trained? Like, to ascertain what's going on and to not escalate or create a situation where there's nothing really there.
There's a lot of good people, officers, but when
Where are they?
Even if they do exist, they're also complicit because they look the other way for these cops.
one or two do bad things, it just reflects on the whole department.
Dude.
Yeah, I think you're right about this guy. He just doesn't want to be with anymore. He's probably scared, but still,
I would be
man.
too. Like, he's probably smart to be scared.
Yes,
Yeah, he is.
but still,
The cops will with you. Like, if
And
you're one of these people speaking out against them or whatever, they have a storied history of it. So
Yeah, so his criticism is about as mild as he just needs more training or something. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Let's forget about it. Besides, this guy needing more training.
North Carolina police officer pulls gun on a 14-year-old for using her phone.
Well, you need to.
I will.
I mean, Paul, you many times have talked about how these kids need to get off their phones. So, I mean, you should be supportive of this officer, right?
Yeah, I mean, just like the Mentos officer, I think this guy's heart is in the right place. Let's see how it plays out.
For what? What are you arresting me for?
Because here's the deal, okay? You didn't identify yourself.
Okay.
I
told you my name. I gave you my name, my first name, my last name, and my date of birth.
Failed to identify what state you're out of.
I
have
said-
no idea who you are.
I didn't
Put
understand your
other-
question. I said, "What do you mean?"
Put
I
your
said,
other
"I
hand
work
behind your back.
here.
Put your
I
other hand
work
behind your back.
here." So obviously,
Please put your other hand behind your back.
please
okay?
call a
You're
cop.
turning-
Call
I got
another
you.
cop right now.
Their solution to being arrested by a cop is like, call a cop.
Oh, the
Call
other
another
cops
cop.
gonna back them up. That's all that's gonna happen.
Yeah, so they can both press gang you into the ground. Yeah, not a good
Your only
idea.
only recourse against if it is a false arrest or an unlawful arrest is to sue the cops later.
Yep.
What are you doing? I didn't do anything.
Now you're also gonna be charged with resisting arrest.
For what?
By the way, you can be charged with resisting arrest if you are not even violent against it. If you go limp or you just don't do anything. So she's definitely gonna be charged. I'm sure, ultimately, if he was charged with anything, who knows? But I guarantee that's one of the charges the guy racked up against her.
Identified myself.
Look, don't come up on me.
Are
Don't
you
come up on me.
fucking dead ass? She's a
Stop.
child.
Well, tell her to get back in the car. Stop.
Yeah, this guy's really threatened, right?
Oh God, no.
Officer
God.
Shrimp Dick here. Get step back! Step back! Don't come up on me! I'll kill you! Oh,
Jesus.
but a few bad apples, right? Just yet
Jesus
again,
titty. I want to see this. You know what? This teenage girl probably has more sense. Well, maybe not as much sense, but she definitely has more balls than that previous guy. Because I bet you she wouldn't be saying that I heard that motherfucker say.
No, probably not.
She'd be like, I want that motherfucker gone. She's like, why? And he's doing like the side gun too. Like he's in a movie. He's got like his gun pointed sideways and shit.
Call a cop right now. Call a cop right now.
You don't even have good control of where the bullet goes when you hold your gun like that.
I don't know why anyone would hold a gun like that and expect that to be ideal.
Was this motherfucker trained at all? Like, he's not even holding the gun right. Even I know that you don't actually hold the gun sideways. That's some stupid like movie gangster bullshit.
Phone out. Get your phone out and record. Record it. Record everything.
Put your hand behind your back, please.
No, I identified.
He's like trying to like put the gun. He's like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be doing that actually now that I think better of that.
I identified myself.
The crime that he feels he needs to arrest her for is she didn't identify herself. Yeah, that seems like a really good use of police time.
Vive la France and vive la revolution! Macron and the parliament should go to training to learn how to not enforce austerity.
Yeah, they need to go get some training, man. Macron needs a few weeks off to think about what he's done.
We're going to send you to the south of France, and you really think about long and hard about what you're doing to our country.
Send this son of a bitch to the Swiss Alps.
Ma'am.
You're trying to detain me for nothing. Get off of me.
Please put your hands behind your back.
I will not.
He's trying to arrest
Oh my God, no.
Put your hands behind your back.
No.
This cop is regretting this decision.
Put
man.
your hands behind your back.
Whatever.
Oh, what a cluster.
Officer Shrimp Dick. You really did.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Okay. Police officer on
This is
duty
international. This comes to us from Brazil.
gets all his gear robbed. All right.
I was like, all right, go ahead and take it. I don't even give a shit.
A more civilized country. They just robbed the cop.
Go ahead, give it up.
Yeah, that's a different. That's a different place for you.
Yep.
Love you, boys. We love you too.
He's like, yeah, all the good shit's in that
Wilkie.
bag. Yeah.
Bye.
I doubt this cop wants to die for that shit. So he's just like, go ahead and take it. I'll just get some more shit.
Afro man sued by law enforcement officers who raided his home. Did you guys see this music video?
Yeah, I pulled it after that.
Have you ever watched it before?
Yes.
Have you seen it, Paul?
I have not.
It's will you help me repair my door?
I don't want to. I don't think we can get away with playing too much of the song, but basically, like, he makes a music video. He makes a song and video using footage of these cops raiding his home for no good reason, right?
Yeah, yeah. And by the way, they didn't find shit.
They didn't find a damn thing.
Any kidnapping victims inside my suit pockets?
Oh my god.
This music video is great. You should watch
And they're
this fucking
suing
whole
him.
video.
You know what the reason they're suing him for is?
Emotional
Invasion of
distress
privacy.
and invasion of privacy.
Yeah.
They
Invasion
break
of
into
privacy.
his house for no reason on some trumped up charge.
Because he's Afro man, dude. He's talking about because I got high. They're just thinking this guy's an easy target. That's exactly what they thought.
And then after they break into his house and he films them and then you puts the footage in his music video, they are trying to sue him for violating their privacy. You were in his house uninvited, dipshits.
And found nothing.
7 members of the Adams County Sheriff's Office who raided Joseph Foreman's home last year, I guess that's his real name, are now suing him, claiming, among other things, that he invaded their privacy. 4 deputies, 2 sergeants, and a detective are claiming that Foreman, aka Afro Man, took footage of their faces obtained during the raid and used it in a music video and social media post without their consent, a misdemeanor violation under Ohio Revised Code. They're also suing on civil grounds, saying Foreman's use of their faces, i.e. personas in the videos and social media posts resulted in emotional distress, embarrassment, ridicule, loss of reputation, and humiliation. Poor f***ing pigs, man. These poor f***ing pigs.
Poor little piggly wiggly.
You can't even break into a man's house anymore and can scare the shit out of him and his kids and point guns at him and shit. You can't even do that without some name and shame bullshit going down. Whatever happened to freedom, huh?
Can you imagine getting so triggered by this?
I know.
Like, it's just like, what a world we live in.
Yeah,
man.
he's got him on camera stealing his money too. That's true. He literally caught him stealing from his
Civil
money out of his
asset
pockets and
forfeiture.
shit. Yeah.
Civil asset forfeiture.